Hey there, posture guys and gals, and welcome back to the show. Today, I have an observation for you and a few quick questions. So, the observation is, I'm not sure if you're a doctor, a lawyer, a mechanic, what have you. There's tons of professions out there, but one thing I am certain of is that we are all biohackers. And if you're not familiar with the term biohacker or biohacking, it's simply a systems approach towards self-experimentation in order to change or vary certain aspects of our health, of ourselves. And I found that there's basically two classifications of biohackers, and they are the active and the passive. And really, what separates the two is what you measure and basically what you focus on measuring and how much of it you measure. So I'll give you an example of a passive biohacker. That's someone who they don't really pay attention to what they eat or how much water they drink or how much sleep they're getting or their exercise routine. They don't really pay attention to that, but they're still given data. Although they don't actively seek out data, it's given to them in a little bit more simpler, cruder ways. For example, maybe their clothes start fitting tighter. They realize they're gaining weight. So that's data. Maybe not data you want, but it's still data. You have to let your belt out another 1 or 2 holes. Again, that's more data. And then maybe you go for your annual checkup to your doctor, and they tell you that your blood pressure's off, and they do some blood tests, and this has gone up, this has gone down. Bad news. Again, that's data. So that's kind of more the passive biohacker approach, which obviously I don't recommend. An example of taking a more active biohacking approach is testing, measuring, and tracking all the foundations of your health, your breathing, your hydration, your sleep, nutrition, stress, movement, exercise, and basically being able to quantify yourself so that way you could take the responsibility of your health back into your own hands. And when you do go see the doctor, you can say, hey, doc, I'm doing this, I'm doing this, I'm doing this. Well, I know I'm not doing, maybe I'm only at 70% in this area of my life. What can you do to help me? And when you come to a doctor with that type of information, one, they're definitely be impressed, and it's going to make their job a lot easier because they're not just taking a shot at the dark. You're going, hey, I've got all this data. Look, here's where I've done well, here's where I haven't. And they're going to be like, oh, now I can see. We just need to fill in this little area. Perfect. Here's what I recommend to help you out. So again, that's an example of an active biohacker. Now that we've covered all that, I have a few questions for you, which is number one is on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being fully optimized, where would you put yourself in each of the foundations of health? How would you rate yourself? So that goes for breathing, hydration, sleep, nutrition, stress, movement, and exercise. And how do you know this? Meaning, how are you gauging this? So if you say nutrition, you're an 8 out of 10, what are you basing that on? Just how you think or feel you're eating? Or how are you testing, measuring it, and tracking that? Do you have a food journal or food diary? Do you regularly test for food sensitivities, once, twice, 3 times a year? That I'm really interested to know. And basically, kind of jumping off of that question is, have you downloaded the Kick Butt list of self-optimization apps? And if so, how are you using those apps in your day-to-day life, and which have you found to be the most beneficial? And if you don't know what I'm referring to, or if you do and you just haven't downloaded it, I definitely recommend you check it out. There is a link to it, sorry, not a link to it, but a place where you can sign up to download the list straight above this video. It's the orange bar at the top. Just put your email in and you'll get a list of the apps. Most of them are for iOS, but some of them are available for Android as well too. And these really make testing, tracking, and measuring the foundation to help your health much, much easier. I wish I would have had this 12 plus years ago when I started. Would have made life so much simpler. So definitely go check it out. And then I'm also curious to know, okay, after scaling yourself 1 to 10 on each of those foundations of health, where do you think, after doing a little bit of self-reflection, which foundation of health, or it could be foundations, plural, have you neglected that you think, okay, yeah, I really need to work on this. And more importantly, why do you think that is? Because my third and final question, I know it seems like more than three, but there's just three there, that I'm really curious to know is how can I help you optimize each and every foundation of your health? That's what I really would like to know. And one way I'm certain of that could help is through the Optimize Self course that myself and some of the other posture guys and gals are building right now behind the scenes. Just this past Saturday, we had a live hangout to the introduction of the course, and the last Saturday of this month, we're going to be doing one just on breathing. So you're definitely going to want to be there for that. At the end of this video, there'll be a place to sign up for where you can get updates on the Optimize Self course, as well as links to those live hangouts as they come out each month. So you can sign up for that at the end of this video. And like I said, that is one way that I surely know will help you optimize your health. And I've seen this time and time again, as you optimize each of those foundations of your health, the ability to go out and enjoy leading a pain-free and active life without limitations just becomes more and more effortless. And I think that's the best way I can describe it. But I really want this course to be really the quintessential guide to taking care of yourself, and just basically hold your hand and take you step by step on how to go about that, because we all know that there's an overwhelming amount of information out there, and it's very easy to get lost. So I would like to help guide you. But I'm curious to know again how what you can use to best help you. Like I said, what can I do to help you optimize your health? All right. So if you can leave those answers either in the comment section below, or if it's something a little bit more private, feel free to call or email me direct. All right. Thank you for joining me today, and I look forward to seeing you inside the next video. Until then, take care and keep moving.